everyone, it's Tambarambaa here again and welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing another fun and bright, colourful art journal page that is all about love, and this one uses lots and lots of art by Marlene Products. So for this one I'm using the perfect size journal, so I just grab out a double page with the white, and I've got that gorgeous piece of scrapbook paper that's in the pack from the Bold and Bright collection, so I know I want to use that on the page. So what I've done is I've grabbed paint colours in my favourite colours, which is the yellow, which is Happy, the blue, which is Mermaid, and the pink, which is Ballet, and I just I've taken inspiration from the paper for those, so that's what's in the paper, so that's what I'm doing with my background here. So I know I want to put a focal point on the left hand side, so I haven't popped the paint all the way through because I'm going to cover that bit up. So what I've done is just using my finger, I've popped a bit of paint onto the background, and I've kind of worked in threes. So as you can see, I've made them slightly different sizes and made sure there's 3 of each colour. And then I've come in with that flower mask, which is from the advent calendar from last year. So what I'm doing is I'm placing that on the page. So say for example I'm using the pink paint, I place the pink paint, the mask over the edge of the pink paint, and then I bring that pink paint out by sponging it through. So I've done that for mostly all of the colours, and occasionally you can see I've gone in and overlapped in a few places so that the pink goes over to the blue and things like that. Okay, so then I grabbed a pencil and I just loosely sketched a large heart out of that paper, and I've cut it out, and I've just placed it to the side. And then I've decided to come in with a little bit of the purple, which is the neon, which is the punk, which is also one of my favourites, and I'm just adding little tiny hints of that through the page. Then I've grabbed another mask that was from the advent calendar last year, which is a Scallop, and I'm just on the 2 sides, I've just on the very pink, large pink sections, I've just placed some Mermaid paint and then wipe that off with the wet baby wipe through the mask, and you just get another nice little effect. So now I've come in with a script stamp that is from the writing stamp set, and I've just placed that in random sections along the page. And then also in that same set there's a really lovely chunky heart that I use a lot, and so just using black archival ink I'm just stamping that across the page as well. So also in that same set there is like a scribbly, gorgeous little scribbly line stamp, so I'm placing that along the page as well, making sure that on the edges it's going off the edge, just so it looks like one continuous pattern. And then also from the stamp set called Mixed Media Play, there's a tiny little cluster of tiny hearts. I really love that stamp at the moment, so again I'm just popping that all through there as well, and this just gives a bit of a grungy feel to the background. It helps all those paint colours tie in together. And so now I've using the sticky glue, I've just adhered that heart, and then using the black paint, which is called Pitch, straight out of the tube. I love doing this, like you can draw with those gorgeous paints with that nice fine tip, and I've just kind of scribbled around the edge. And then using another stamp from that Mixed Media Play, there is one in there that's like a zigzaggy scribble, so I've placed that in a few spots with the black paint around the heart just to look like sort of scribbly writing as well. And then I've come in with a circle stamp. Now this one is from the Love stamp set, and it's just 3 circles, so I'm sort of putting that across the page again making sure I'm going horizontally so that the eye follows the page. So then I've come back in with that punk paint, which, you know, that neon is one of my favourites. And you just, because it's translucent, it can go over the top of other paints and it will just brighten them up and make them pop. So it won't cover any of your stamping that you've already done underneath. So now I've grabbed that love stamp that's also from the love set, and I have just stamping that on top of the heart. So I know in that section where I've stamped that I want to put the quote, and then I just make sure that I put it in a couple or more places over the page. So again, I'm working in the rule of threes, and I'm a bit impatient. I should have got my stamp block out, but I'm not that patient, so it didn't stamp as well as I hoped. So I'm just coming in with a black paint pen and just filling in around the edge of the love, just so it really pops and you can really read what it says. So now I've gone into the sticky quotes, which is from the Bold and Bright, and I've grabbed a quote that says, "Do what you love," and I'm just going to cut it up a little bit just so it sits around the other word as well. So also from that love stamp set, there's that gorgeous heart in a circle, scribbly circle, and I really love that. And I just find that if I want a really strong bit of sort of grunge and definition, that I'll use some black paint instead of ink. So I've popped a bit of black paint onto the acrylic block on the side, and then I've just been able to stamp, and you'll just see that that just gives some really strong definition, and I just think that really suits the rest of the page. Then with that leftover paint that's still on the block, I've just grabbed a fan brush and some water and splattered all across my page. So now give it a good dry. And then in that little section, that little sort of white space at the bottom there, I've just added some journaling, and I'm just writing that by hand. And I've said, "Love, love, love. It is the answer to so much. To act towards others with love and kindness, and to act towards yourself the same way." So I was just sort of journaling some thoughts that I'd been thinking about on the last few days. And then I just simply scribbled around the edge of that sticky quote. And then I've come in with a stamp from the Something to Say clear stamp set. There's one in there that's got lots of love, and it's in Marlene's handwriting, and it's got a little hand drawn love heart as well. So first of all, I've gone around with the actual word love. So I've just been really careful about how I stamp it into my acrylic block. But again, if you get a little bit of the other parts of the stamp in it, it's just going to add to the grunginess, so it doesn't really matter. So I've actually just tried to focus on the love and repeatedly stamped it 3 times in a few different spots across my page. And then I also did the same with the little hand-drawn love heart as well. And I think finally the last thing I did was just add a little bit more colour to one little section that I just felt needed a little bit more colour. So there you have it. That's my page. I'll leave you with some close-ups, and thanks so much for joining me. I'll be back again soon, but I'd love you to subscribe to my channel or leave me a comment. Bye.